Welcome back, Dr. Clay of 80 Gaming. The events are now live. We have two events. We have Talisman's Keepers, which focuses on those who have talismans. I'll cover that in a different video. We also have Blacksmith Mastery, which focuses on Fafnir. Now, this event has several different tasks, and once you complete the task, again, you get rewards very similar to events we've had in the past. There are seven tasks to complete. You're going to get some dolls just for logging in, and so they're going to have things in them, probably gold, runes, maybe skin stones, things like that you might need. You're going to have a value exchange. You're going to spend emeralds, and you're going to get soul stones. Now, it's important to notice as you look through here, after you spend 120,000 emeralds, then it's not repeatable. Okay, so you get the stones you get for 6,000. It's not repeatable. Now, the spending energy, it's also not repeatable, but it is like 12,000 energy. So you're gonna get a lot of soul stones for that. Generous soul, you're going to get dolls and emeralds for scoring VIP points. So anything that you purchase, you're going to get VIP points for that, and you're going to be able to get these dolls and emeralds. Now, very important to notice that also not repeatable, but notice you get quite a few emeralds for scoring VIP, and so as you exchange those emeralds back in, you're going to be able to get your soul stones. Open outland chests, it is repeatable, and this is going to be for his anvil, his artifact weapon. Heroic discovery, this is going to be his scroll, artifact scroll. Then you got artifact ring here, and it's going to be summoning those Titan spheres. Now, these three are going to be repeatable. So anything that says after a walkthrough, you can repeat it. Now, something I want us to look at, just in case you're not familiar with Fafnir. And there's also a special offer if you're interested in that right here. And there's also where you can purchase the dolls, and you'll send dolls to your guild mates. So all that's going to be right there. Again, I don't suggest spending any money, but if you do spend money, I mean that's totally up to you. Fafnir. So this is why I like Fafnir. I think he is a very important support character, particularly when you start looking at Fafnir Artemis lines. And it has to do with these skills. So when you look at these skills, the first skill, his ultimate skill, stuns all enemies for 1 second. Now, if you're looking at Zhu and how hard it is to beat Zhu, he will he only gains energy again if he doesn't have a status effect on him. This is a status effect, so something to look at there. So the stun all enemies if Fafnir was forging a runic shield for an ally. When cast, all allies receive the shield's effect. Also cast a runic blade effect at the current level on all allies. The ability only affects heroes that Fafnir started the battle alongside. We got runic shield. Fafnir targets a random ally and begins using his basic attacks to forge a runic shield for them, increasing its durability with each hit. The shield activates if the target hero takes damage that lowers their health to below 25%. The hero cannot die from taking that damage. The shield absorbs any damage when active. Heroes with the agility main stat are prioritized when selecting a target. So it's a random effect, a random support cast, unless there is one agility person. So that's the reason why Fafnir is generally paired with somebody like Artemis, who is an agility hero. I pair him with Ginger, and a lot of that was because I did not get Artemis early because I didn't want to spend money on Artemis. And so that's the reason I'm late building a Fafnir Artemis Tristan line. But Ginger, I find Ginger works really well. Uh, you also have um, Kiera. So you have the Fafnir, Dorian, Kiera um, effect as well. And those teams are hard to beat. There's a pretty good one on the server I play. But that is a key element. Now, if you or an Ishmael, that I have fought some Ishmael teams with Fafnir that has been giving me some troubles before in the past. All right, so you also have the Runic Blade. Fafnir enchants the weapon of an ally he's forging a runic shield for, increasing their physical attack damage for 8 seconds, while allied honor heroes attack enemies with strength main stat. Their bonus from this skill is doubled. And that would be like Galahad and others. Knowledge of flaws, allied attacks that pierce armor completely stun enemies for 1 second. The stun on each enemy can be triggered once every 8 seconds. So what you're going to find is Fafnir doesn't do damage, but he increases the damage output of other people. I'll show you my main lineup I generally use him in, and it's not a very popular lineup. I think I ran into somebody on my server using it one time, and I don't know if they were using it because I used it and was successful with it. I was really successful in the early stages of this server. So I came in October last year, and I picked up Fafnir about Christmas. I did not get the Christmas skin. Again, a lot of that was I didn't want to drop money on the game at that time. Now, there's lots of things I've learned and a lot of mistakes with that. But let's go to training. I'll show you the team I normally use. And so the team I use Galahad, Astaroth, Ginger, Thea, and Fafnir. Now, when you see this team, you're going to recognize most of them are heroes you get really, really early in the game. So I spent a lot of time with these heroes and have done really well with them. Now, a lot of people don't like Galahad. I understand. Would Tristan work better? Well, he would. At the time, I did not spend the resources to get Tristan. Um, I guess it's Hero's Way, I think is where Tristan's at. So I just had Galahad. Now, when you look at it, I have 2 armor effects. I have a magic armor effect. I have physical increasability with Fafnir and his ultimate, and I have Ginger with a physical attack. So that is why I chose this lineup, because basically I had it for a really, really long time. And when I added Fafnir to it, it super increased what Ginger would do. There are times I have had battles and had over 5 million damage just with Ginger. The Ginger and Fafnir combo. Now, eventually, I'll probably move this to a Fafnir Artemis Tristan. I'm working on that team slightly. I haven't got it where it needs to be, where I want it. And I keep coming back to this team. I've tried many other teams. This team beats them, and so there's a lot of good things about this team. But you're free to use whatever you want. In fact, if you wanted to use a Fafnir, Artemis, Tristan, Luther, Astaroth, you're going to be in the money. Luther, Cleaver, you're going to be in the money. And they all do different things. But that's how I use Fafnir. That's why I like Fafnir. He's one of my, like I said, he's my favorite support character. Um, Overall, I really like Galahad. Now he's not the best as far as physical damage goes, but he at least is a little tanky and does do some damage for me. Okay, how are you going to play this? Are you going to try to ultimate star your Fafnir? Are you going to spend a lot of time and attention on it, or are you just going to forget this event and focus primarily on the talisman event? I mean, you're welcome to do that, but I wonder what you're thinking. Uh, leave a comment. Tell me what's going on. If you have questions, ask them. If you want to aggravate me about my Galahad, go ahead and do that. Whichever the case, if you like it, and then we'll catch you in the arena.